Is that other one of...
Your sales page is probably costing you 6 figures, and you don't even know it.
It looks good. It sounds smart. It explains everything clearly. And that's exactly the problem.
They fail quietly. They get traffic. They get compliments. People even leave messages saying, "This is great," but they don't convert consistently.
And every visitor who leaves without making a decision, that's revenue walking away. Here's what most people get wrong. They think conversion is about better copy.
Stronger headlines, more testimonials, longer explanations, more value. But conversion doesn't come from adding more. It comes from control. Control of sequence, control of attention, control of psychological momentum. A high converting sales page is not a brochure. It's not a website. It's a decision engine.
Every section has a job. Every transition builds tension. Every objection is handled before it's even spoken. And most pages, they give the reader too much freedom, too many exits, too much information, not enough direction. In this episode of the SandboX, we break down the real formula behind persuasive, high-converting sales pages, the structure, the sequencing, and the architecture that turns attention into commitment.
So, if your page is generating clicks but not predictable revenue, you're not missing traffic. You're missing structure. And that mistake might be costing you much more than you think.
Welcome to the SandboX, the place where we break down the messaging, the marketing, and the mind games behind what actually makes clients take action, not with more noise, but with more clarity. And be patient with us today. We last minute switched studios.
We're in Studio B.
We're in Studio B.
The remote studio.
And completely live, so hang in there with us, but this is going to be a fun ride, and I'm going to toss it to you, Brian.
All right, well, most financial advisors, they start their marketing in the wrong place. They jump right into building ads, creating videos and sales pages, all with the promise about returns and safety and performance, but without a deep brand strategy, every message just is going to sound flat, it's going to be vague, and it sounds exactly like everyone else, right?
Exactly. Real growth begins when you understand who your ideal client really is. You need that brand statement, that elevator pitch, which keeps your viewer up at night. And they're afraid of, you want to make them afraid of losing. And what belief do they have that you can change before they will ever trust you to help them improve their investing and accumulation of money? Until you do that work, you're not building marketing, you're just adding to the noise.
And what do we always say? If you confuse, you lose, right?
Yes.
So here's the question that's going to start our today's debate. If your numbers and your process and your performance are strong, then why aren't more of the right clients calling you? Is it your marketing, or is it the fact that you never built a clear brand strategy in the first place?
Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday, and it is very much of a debate that in reality, 90% of the clients that we work with don't understand their brand strategy. They don't clearly understand their target audience. Who are they speaking to? What is their problem, the problem that you're trying to address? And then what unique solution do you provide that they've never heard before?
And that's the key term, right? Unique, because most advisors, I would think, just say, well, anyone with money, anyone that's planning for retirement, they're my customer. But you have to get really specific so that message lands properly on the people that you're trying to attract.
Absolutely.
You often use the analogy or the example of veterans. That's a different message than single moms.
Yeah. So to give you a specific example, in my financial planning company, for me, target audience is because I spent so much time in the military veteran who cares about personal family values, giving back to their family legacy, and then also community legacy. And if that is the case, that's my target audience. But their struggle, the challenge I tend to address in our company is that they are worried. They've been disciplined to save their whole life, but they're in their mid 50s looking at their retirement and realizing, oh my gosh, I may not have enough money, and I'm behind, and I'm going to have to downscale my retirement lifestyle. How do I fix that? And then we provide a unique solution, the LIFT method. Okay, that's just an example of our particular company, but let's take a look at because we threw this challenge out last week, right? So
sales pages.
Sales. So give us a quick intro on what did we throw out last week? And after the break, what are we going to be looking for in the 2 finalists that we selected for a effective sales squeeze page?
Well, we're going to look at the sales pages. The challenge that we threw out was to build a sales page that had a compelling headline and a sub-headline, and then trying to shift the beliefs that the viewer has about whatever the problem they have, and create a compelling call to action that is going to address that and get them, compel them to make a call.
All right, let's take a look at our 2 finalists after the break.
Are you a virtual assistant or a DIY business owner that wants to create your own content? Which one are you? Stop chasing. Start attracting business. Welcome to the SandboX, the only community where you access thousands of dollars of agency-level training for free. No chasing, no guessing, just growth. Here's how it works. Every week, inside the SandboX community, we post real projects from real potential clients. Creators enter the contest by submitting a 60-second audition video showcasing their skills and their vision to bring the client's big idea to life. Then we select 3 finalists who submitted their best pitch video. They compete head-to-head, and the weekly winner takes home $100 cash every single week. We'll announce the winner right here, live on the podcast. Then, the winners move into the final cut to go up against the best of the best for a full-time contract with the SandboX production team. For complete contest rules and details, go to wealthvids.com/sandbox to join the community and enter the contest. We'll see you inside.
All right, we're going to take a look at our 2 finalists. We had several to choose from. We've narrowed it down to the top 2. So let's roll the first finalist.
My name is Judy Balin, and I'm a proud virtual assistant from the Philippines. Before this chapter of my life, I worked as a BPO call center agent. It was honest work, but it came with heavy sacrifices. No matter the weather, rain or typhoon, we were expected on site. There were many seasons when I spent more time at work than at home. I missed school meetings, programs, and simple moments with my children because my schedule didn't allow it. As a mother, that was one of the hardest parts. The income was never quite enough, so I did whatever I could to support my family. But even in that moment, God was faithful. Help came in ways we never expected. Through my journey as a virtual assistant, everything slowly began to change. I was finally able to save. I gained courage. I can now work while being present with my children. Today, I'm stepping into something bigger by joining the SandboX. It's more than a competition. It's an opportunity for growth, mentorship, exposure, and a chance to win $100 weekly and become a paid content creator with WealthVids Media. This path is open to you. Your journey starts here. Join the SandboX today.
Okay, so our first contestant or finalist of all of our contestants is Judy from the Philippines, which want to put in perspective, $100 prize. Now we pay all.
That doesn't sound like a lot in the U.S.
It doesn't, because
No.
if you're in New York or London, that's like a cup of coffee for
that's a Starbucks and a bagel.
a couple days worth. But remember, most of our contestants are in the Philippines, India, Dominican Republic,
Dubai.
And so the reality is, when you look at, we pay an hourly rate for their submission, and then we provide the $100 prize to the winner. And on top of that, the most important piece,
They get a job.
that's right. They're competing for a permanent job working with Wealth Vids Media, producing content on a regular basis, a full scale, high paying, especially for the Philippines.
Yeah.
We're paying triple the minimum wage.
Well, $100, isn't that like that's about a month's salary?
Yeah, I mean, it have to, depending on what people are doing in the Philippines or
Of
one of the other
course,
countries. So it's the $100 prizes have to maybe a full month's worth of salary, and so they've invested a lot.
And it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, into building these promos,
Mm-hmm.
not to mention the costs of the production.
And the time in the sandbox, learning the skills and learning how to craft sales messages.
That's right. But they are the most highly motivated content creators. Now, we do have US-based content creators. They have different motivation because they really want the job.
Mhm.
Prize money is not as important to them, but they want the job. And so we have many of those in the sandbox as well. Everybody's welcome to join the sandbox, whether you're a client advisor looking to build your own DIY
Sure.
production, or you're a vendor that's a content creator.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So just clarification on that. I know some people's immediate reaction is, $100. That's not much. But the real prize is what?
Is full-time employment.
So let's jump into Judy's submission. We chose two finalists. Judy's the first. Let's take a look at her sales squeeze page. So we're looking at, so you were never meant to carry. So as we go through this, you can see this is like a sales letter.
It is exactly a sales letter, and it overcomes the objections.
And you think it's text heavy, but the reality is that she is literally creating almost like an attorney in a court, making a case for why this will solve edifying the problem, solving the problem, and why this is a unique problem.
Yeah. And you notice there's only one option on this page. There's one button, and it's to book a call. And the text on the screen is designed to shift beliefs, overcome those objections, because anyone that is even mildly interested, they have an internal dialogue going on in their head saying, what's wrong with this? They're looking for reasons not to click. So the sales page is overcoming those objections, knocking down all their beliefs and making them irrelevant.
Right. And so a lot of people would say, Brian, that, man, this seems like a really long, text-heavy sales squeeze page. So if that's
the stats from decades and decades say the longer the better, actually.
And so where does that come from? Because I pushed back against you. I hate text-heavy pages. I don't want to read.
It comes from old school direct response marketing. Like back in the day when you'd get a letter in the mail and it'd be 2 long pages, and surprisingly, those work better than a postcard with a headline and 2 lines of text.
Okay, so is that your opinion, or does that come from deep research?
That comes from stats.
What stats have you figured that out from?
Old school copywriters like Dan Kennedy. He talks about, he's the one that really pioneered the long form sales letter, and across multiple industries, whether it's products or service, if you have if you're trying to reach a customer, they're going to want more information, not less.
Okay, so today, what is the most successful designer and creator of the perfected sales squeeze page that you feel like?
The guy that made it the most popular, that brought it into the lingo of the day, is Russell Brunson. Everyone from Alex Hermosi to Gary Vee, they've all used that same strategy.
Sure, but Russell Brunson, give us a little bit for people who don't know who Russell Brunson is.
He's a world-class marketer. He has ClickFunnels. He developed the ClickFunnels platform that builds squeeze pages.
Okay, so is he the founder?
He
originally designed ClickFunnels?
He's the founder of ClickFunnels. Okay, one of the founders. Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize that he used his lifetime
multi-million-dollar brand. Yeah,
he used his lifetime of research to develop that, which it took you sending me his documentary video for me to really understand the value of Russell Brunson and where he got all of his research about why text-heavy sales squeeze pages, one option only.
Yeah, and I've been studying his stuff for the last 6 or 7 years,
and it's really been a schooling for me. So thank you, I appreciate that. Now, what about Judy's sales squeeze page? Made her a finalist?
It was really well designed. It had all the technical elements, and it was easy to read. The headlines, it just flows. It goes from, because on the page they look like headlines, but it's actually just part of the copy. They're bullet points, and there's the belief shift. There were some FAQs in there, and some objection handling.
And if you want to take a closer look at her sales squeeze page, you can go to wealthvids.com. I believe you know the name of the documentary.
Was that? I don't remember.
We'll put it in the chat. Murray, if our producer, if you could put in the chat the name of the
link to the sales page.
Let's put the link straight to now there's the documentary that she created, but let's just put the link to the sales squeeze page in the chat so you guys can take a closer look at the sales squeeze page she created. In the meantime, let's jump to our second.
Let's watch the next one. Yeah.
All right. Cue up our.
Hi everyone, I'm Eliza, and my story begins in Cebu, Philippines, in a lively home with a family of 5 and one very spoiled fur baby named Spot. For a long time, I searched for work that didn't force me to choose between providing for my family and being present with them. Every job seemed to demand all of my time and give very little back. Then one day, I discovered the world of virtual assistants. This career didn't just give me income, it gave me freedom. It gave me confidence. It gave me a future I get to design. And if you're watching this and wondering, can I do this too? My answer is yes. Take the step. Bet on yourself. Your life can change in ways you never expected. If you're a Filipino VA like me, I invite you to join the SandboX, a community where we grow, learn, and unlock new opportunities together. Let's rise as a community and win together.
So Eliza, congratulations for being a finalist, and we appreciate all the effort that you've put in to the opportunity of being able to create. Not only was she a finalist, our finalists also get job opportunities, not just the champion of the final cut, but our finalists get an opportunity to build out the full.
When our advisor clients see these videos, they have the opportunity to request working with them.
Yeah. And so, in fact, let's just jump into her actual sales
let's look at the
squeeze
page,
and then we'll post her link, direct link to that sales squeeze page as well. So you can see here.
You've seen the story. Now see what makes it.
Yeah. So strong, major headline, and then logically, again, like an attorney, she's building the case for the specific consumer has a specific problem with the specific solution of this particular client. And she keeps mentioning clarity. which I appreciate. And I like how engaging the page is. There's also an assessment tool. She's trying to cover every single objection. And any other comments that you have about this particular sales squeeze page?
I liked it from a design perspective. I was a little unclear on the solution.
Okay.
So it says you get more clarity, but clarity about what?
Now, in all fairness, what you're not seeing is the hard sales video that is at the top of the page in the headline, sub-headline, and then the hard sales video, which is going to be our competition next week.
Yes.
Right? So the hard sales video, and we didn't get a chance to watch it. Well, we got a chance to watch it.
Yeah.
And that has influenced our decision on who the final cut champion is going to be. And if you go to the link of her actual sales squeeze page that will be posted in the chat, you'll be able to see and watch her actual hard sales video.
The sales video will give you more information about what's on the page.
Right.
So the page is really designed to reinforce the video presentation, the documentary that you see.
Right. And I think that's, well, let me ask you, is it as important as the rest of the text? What's more important, the text, the video, or both?
I'd say they're both important. The text on the page should be reinforcing everything that you saw in the video presentation, and then more of that objection handling on, because you have to remember the person watching it is questioning the whole time, is this right for me? And you have to convince them that it is.
Yeah, so I think these are two great representations. You guys can click on the link in the chat, take a look at both samples. These are optimized by the tools that you've put in the sandbox. So your team, which thank you very much, has put in an enormous amount of automated tools to create prompts,
script writing,
AI, script writing, to develop these types of sales squeeze pages. And the whole idea of WealthVids is a documentary video that's entertaining, educating, persuasive. You want to learn more, you click on the links that we've been putting in the chat for you, to then go to a sales squeeze page with more of a hard sales video. And then that gives you one single option. And what is the sales squeeze page single option?
The single option is to book a call.
Okay.
To get on the advisor's calendar.
Okay. So, and unlike a typical website, it's meant to drive people to one specific action.
Yes. And like we talked about last week, you can have both. You can have your business website, which serves a function. But if you're driving traffic to a particular offer, that's the only thing you should be talking about, is that one offer.
Yeah.
With a call to action to book a call.
To avoid the.
And if you want to learn more, people are going to go to your website and they're going to research you and do all that stuff. But once they've done that, the objective is to get the call.
That's it. And so there's our two finalists for this week on the sales squeeze page. When we come back after the break, we are going to
choose one, right?
Final cut. Yes.
Final
cut. We're going to select, after dozens of submissions, our two finalists. We're going to select one of the two finalists who will be our champion after the break.
We all know the game. The endless scrolling. The generic cover letters sent into the void. The hope followed by the silence. That game ends today. In the Sandbox, we don't care about your resume. We don't care about years of experience. We care about one thing, your potential. Each week, one of our finalists will be recognized for their hard work, creativity, and potential. We'll be awarding $100 cash just for showing up and being great. Dinner is on us. But it's not about the $100. It's about what comes next. Winning this bracket unlocks paid projects, real clients, real budgets, and for the best of the best, the final cut, a shot at a full-time contract with the WealthVids production team. No more chasing, just creating. Imagine what winning could mean for you. Spend more time with family and friends and less time chasing gigs and clients. More money, more freedom, and more opportunities. Go to wealthvids.com/sandbox right now to get started.
All right, welcome back. Now we're going to get into the final cut portion of the show, and we're going to reveal our winner.
And first of all, before I reveal the winner, help me understand why we chose the winner that we did.
It was a little more compelling. Had a little more clarity in what the offer was, what the solution was. It had there was a very clearly identified niche audience and of caretakers, caregivers, right? And the struggles that they and the page just kind of really read really well to help you understand who this was exactly for.
And she's kind of 1 week ahead because I really enjoyed her hard sales video because it really was compelling. And I think
and also, sorry to interrupt, but I found that it went through the problems really well. It really identified the core like struggle of this person that they have and the solution that they're looking for.
Well, and in that specific sales squeeze page, it was all about the pain of getting that phone call and realizing
a lot of emotion attached to it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get a phone call that says that your spouse is diagnosed with dementia or diagnosed with MS or ALS or whatever else, and you just or your child, and you realize I'm going to have to take care of them for the rest of my life. It's
now what am I going to do?
It's life. It's life change. That's the phone call nobody ever wants to receive.
Yeah.
And then
the first thought is, how am I going to afford all this? And what am I going to do to I need help.
And not just afford it, but financially.
Yeah.
I'm thinking even like time-wise.
Yes.
And emotionally, like life is overwhelming already for everybody. You add something like that on top of it, it's like, it just complicates your life 10 times greater. So yeah, it was very compelling. Part of it is that the advisor presented a really good brand
strategy. Yeah, brand
statement. They made it very, very clear what the target audience is. It's super clear. Anybody who gets that phone call of,
and there's the external struggle, but the internal struggle too. The external is all the things that are coming at you, but the internal struggle that most people forget in their sales messages is what's going on inside the hearts and minds of your customer. And how is your solution addressing that?
Because if they can identify with the pain and the suffering, the frustration, the challenge,
the first thing that they're going to say is, this person understands me.
Yeah. And
builds trust.
Because they feel like, oh, here's somebody who finally I found somebody who understands me.
They know what I'm going through.
They know what I'm going through, and they have already specialized in helping me in this situation. So
sales messages should be geared towards tapping into that conversation that's already going on inside your customer's head.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if you haven't figured out already, you haven't looked at the sales squeeze page, congratulations to Judy.
There we go.
So
Judy's the winner.
That's it, Judy. You are the final cut champion of this week. And so congratulations. We will have this for you. And we appreciate all the work and dedication that you put into it. And we know that it will pay off because you obviously now have a full-time client that you're going to continue to work with and help them convert their target audience into actual appointments and then eventually clients.
Correct.
Well, congratulations,
Great job.
Judy. We're super, super proud of you. And after the break, we're going to wrap up and then throw out next week's challenge so that any of you out there, whether you are a client, financial advisor, a brand, a business owner, a content creator from any country, and you want to get involved in the Sandbox, either connect with a content creator or develop it yourself. And we will publish you on the WealthVids YouTube platform and wealthvids.com sales squeeze page. We'll put an entire funnel together for you.
And if you're not part of the Sandbox, you can go to wealthvids.com/sandbox and join.
All right. So after the break, we will go ahead and give next week's challenge.
There is a hidden engine running behind the most successful businesses online. You can't see it, but it's the difference between fighting for scraps and being booked solid. One video, one pitch, one opportunity. But right now, the signal is lost. Business owners are shouting into the void, praying for conversions that never come. Creators are chasing gigs, trading time for pennies, hoping for a break that never happens. Stop. What if you could stop chasing and start building? Welcome to the Sandbox. This isn't just a community, it's an ecosystem. A fully integrated machine designed to turn content into commerce and talent into careers. Here is how the engine works. It begins here with a pitch video. Inside the Sandbox, creators submit their best work, not for a like, but for an audition. Top creators aren't just picked, they are prepared. They undergo rigorous training in our proprietary invisible frameworks, mastering the art of the hook, the story, and the offer. If you're a DIY business owner, learn to turn your content into a perfectly engineered documentary that fills your calendar. If you're a creator, learn the skills that the top 1% of marketers pay for. Compete, win, and get hired by the best. The system is ready. The only missing piece is you. Join the Sandbox community today. It's free, but the opportunity is priceless.
All right, well, welcome back. So we're going to throw out the challenge for next week, right?
Let's do it.
The next week's challenge is building on this sales page, and we're going to do the sales video. We refer to it as the hard sales video because it's a hard push. It's not soft, it's hard to compel people to click that button, book a call, overcome all their objections, change their beliefs about what they think they know, and to understand the solution that the client is offering. So we'll have that ready for next week.
All right, so that's the challenge. So all of you DIYers, content creators, we invite you to join the Sandbox. And
we'll post that in the Sandbox too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll post the submission, the challenge for this next week in the Sandbox.
So go check out the Sandbox and learn more.
wealthvids.com/sandbox. Join us for this next week's challenge and earn the right to become a content creator, a paid content creator for a US-based company at a competitive rate, depending on which country you're in. And so we are looking forward to seeing what you can do using content creation, a target market statement, which we talked about, understanding the client's target market audience, the problem they all share, and the unique solution to that particular problem.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, unique.
Okay, so we thank you for joining us today in this week's episode of the Sandbox. We hope that you will come back and join us next week, same time, which is Thursday,
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, so that you can see the progression of what's next, the submissions, the champions, and the best practices of creating a perfect sales funnel.
Excellent.
So, thanks, Brian.
Thanks for watching.
Appreciate it. And we will look forward to seeing you
in the
next
Sandbox.
week.